Well, as you can see, we had a little late winter, if you want to call it that. It was 51 degrees yesterday in the morning, and last night when I went to bed it was 19. Right now it's like 22 degrees. It was snowing very bad, but it only snowed for about an hour off and on. So we did get just, as you can see, just a light coating of snow. A video in response to a viewer interested in the sandblasting equipment that I use. So I'm going to show you the compressor that I use that works for me. It's Mopower. It's made in England, I believe. It's we've seen this once before briefly. Did a little video on the fact that I had to fix these return lines, fuel return lines, because they were spraying the diesel fuel all over inside. So we got that cleaned up, got that squared away, everything works fine. So the compressor I know absolutely nothing about, other than the basics of air compressors. But all I know is we can check the oil level's fine. Probably should locate a filter and change that at some point. The air filters are clean, we checked those. Not really a lot else to show you. It's a pretty good starting unit, but right now I've got a battery light on, so I'm not sure if the fuel got to the alternator and kind of messed it up or what. But there's a fuel tank. That's what I use. I know the discharge temperature, yeah, the discharge pressure on this reads about 150, 155 when it's running. I regulate that at the sandblaster itself. It has a regulator on it. The alternator is located up in this area here, and we've yet to really figure out how you get this cone off to gain access to that alternator to see what might be going on. That actually right there's the alternator belt that drives it. But anyway, that's the compressor that I use. It's as I mentioned earlier, it's a unit that my brother had that he left to me when he passed away, and it's worked great for both of us for quite a few years. It doesn't go very far, as you can see. It's got a flat tire. I got to stick a tube in that. I don't tow it anywhere except moving around the yard wherever I'm going to be doing it. Hi people, how's everybody doing today? A little short clip here. I had a request from one of my viewers to kind of show what I use for sandblasting equipment. The first thing I want to tell you is I'm not a sandblasting expert. Don't pretend to be a sandblasting expert. The equipment I use is what my brother had, and when he passed he wanted me to have it, and the information I'm giving you is what I have from him telling me as to what he used and how he used it, and safety parameters that are in black and white on the equipment that I use. So bear with me a second. I'm going to go grab my coffee. I'm going to lower you down so you can see this unit a little better, and we'll cover it. Stay right there. That's a little trick that JS taught me. Whenever you get a chance, walk away from the viewers and come back. That keeps them gripping the edge of their seat. Oh, only kidding. But bear with me. I'm going to lower you down so you can take a look at what we've got here. Hang on, this might get a little bumpy. So far, so good. Oh, there's some vibration. There we go. That's another one of those. If you don't get sick through that, you're a good person. All right. This is the little pressurized blaster that I use. Once again, I'll wheel it over here and tip it back. It's a 10-gallon pressurized blaster. I'm not sure where he got it. I'm going to speculate and say in a catalog. I guess I probably won't mention where, but they aren't hard to find. They're all over the place. What we have is the media tank with a big access port in the top. That's where you pour your media in. And it does have a rubber O-ring to seal it. A pressure relief valve. I've looked at it. I can't find on there what that's set at. Main air comes in here through a regulator, through a water separator / air filter. This pressure gauge I set at 125 psi via this regulator. Same with this gauge. So it gives me two gauges to kind of make sure they're both, I'm pretty much in the same ballpark. Both of them 125 psi. The tank does have a, or excuse me, the filter has a max pressure of 150. The tank I can't find a max pressure on. But the 125 works good for me with the system that I use. Air comes in through those. Also comes through this line into the media to pressurize that, and then flows down through here as well and out through your discharge line. This is the media valve. Oop, I might not be showing you what you need to see. Let's try that once again. Main air line pressure to the discharge line. Pressure comes into the valve, or the media tank on the top. Media valve down here. This you generally have to adjust to get the right flow depending on what media you're using. Comes through the mixer, out through the discharge hose, which is about 7-8 feet long. The nozzle on this, I just broke the tip on it as we were finishing up the last video. I can't get it out, so I just ordered a whole new tip. The whole thing with a spare set of nozzles was like 48 or 50 bucks. So easier just to replace the whole thing. The dead man handle on here is off right now. It got bent and didn't work well. So there's one minor safety aspect that's missing that I want to get replaced. The compressor, let me pick you back up without shaking you around too bad, is an item that we've gone over in a previous video. Once again, that and this tank both are items that my brother had, and when he passed he left them to me. He left a lot of his equipment to me because he and I did a lot of tractor work together, so he wanted me to have all the tools that I needed to continue to work on the tractors. I had a lot of them, but a lot of the bigger, like the 3/4 inch ratchet sets and huge open end box end wrenches, anyway, and specialized equipment, tools I didn't have. I used to just run up to his house to use them. So I've got all that, but I digress. Back to the compressor. It's made in England. It's Mopower, I think. But I know the discharge pressure on that is set at, I think, 150. So that's where this regulator maintains it at 125 at the tank. It's more the CFM when you're sandblasting, from what I know about it. Like I said, I'm not a sandblasting expert. If you got a compressor that can pump the air, you're all set. That compressor is more of a volume compressor than it is a pressure compressor. So it moves the amount of air you need. That is about all the information I got for you. I hope showing you this gave you a little bit, gave you some ideas. It'll help the viewer out that asked the questions, but I don't know the technical aspects of sandblasting. I just gave you the information that I have that works for me, that I'm capable of using. So if it'll help you with the ideas you got, more power to you. I hope it gave you something, and good luck with what you got going on. Alright, take care. We'll talk to you later.